Hey guys, this is B Mitch. Welcome to another episode of the greatest matches that haven't happened. And for this week's episode, to start it out, we have a more experienced Billy Kidman against an arguably more athletic Evan Bourne. And they both use the shooting star press, and this would be a pretty good matchup to see. But because Billy Kidman has been wrestling a lot longer, and well, this guy was in multiple things, World Wrestling Entertainment for a while, world-class wrestling, and a pretty good wrestler. And even though he hasn't wrestled for a while, I don't think there would be any ring rust on him at all. So I think that if he did fight Evan Bourne, he would be a great challenge, and he would, make a great fight. Yeah, and this would be a great matchup to see, but in the end I think Kidman wins. But anyway, next matchup. Sin Cara versus Rob Van Dam. The Mexican Lucha Libre wrestler against the whole effing show. This would be a great matchup. Rob Van Dam is currently in total non-stop action, although he was pretty famous in World Wrestling Entertainment and Extreme Championship Wrestling as well. And Sin Cara, I don't know a lot about this guy's backstory, but according to what I've heard, there was a graphic novel named after him, and he's pretty famous down in Mexico. So, and this guy is pretty amazing what he can do in the ring, but can he beat Rob Van Dam in a fight? Rob Van Dam was the WWE champion and the ECW champion at the same time. He's a former Intercontinental champion, former tag team champion, and now in TNA he has held the World Championship. So this guy has accomplished a lot. So could Sin Cara beat Rob Van Dam? Now, this would be again a great matchup to see, and I think Sin Cara would give Rob Van Dam a good fight, but in the end I think RVD takes this with a 5-star frog splash. But I will give Sin Cara the doubt kind of thing, because he could beat RVD, but I'm gonna go with Rob Van Dam. So next matchup. Let's see, we got Priceless here. Legacy being Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase, not to be confused with his father, Ted Sr., Hall of Famer, versus Beer Money, which consists of James Storm and Robert Roode. This would be a pretty good tag team matchup. Both teams being multiple time tag team champions. But if we're going with the current Rhodes and Ted, then I think that they would probably lose, because they lost to Sin Cara and Daniel Bryan, who up until then had never even teamed before, and James Storm and Robert Roode have teamed together for years. So And they've had some great matchups against some of TNA's top teams, like, for instance, Team 3D and the Motor City Machine Guns. So they have that. And they have even beaten them sometimes. So I think they have that, like, as a big plus for them. So as far as who would win this matchup, I gotta go with James Storm and Robert Roode. Beer money. Next matchup. Let's see, Abyss versus Kane. Monster against Monster. The Big Red Machine against, well, the Monster of TNA. I don't really know his other nicknames, but anyway, this would be a pretty good matchup. Knowing the barbaric brutality of each of these guys, they're not going to make this just a regular singles matchup. They're probably going to make this like a Monsters Ball. Probably even go as far as put these two in hell in a cell, or a steel cage match, or you know, just the most barbaric matchup you could think of. But these two would have a pretty good matchup. Both these two being very strong, very well. They both use brute force a lot. And well, I guess I should talk about their accomplishments a bit. And current X Division champion. I have no idea how that happened,
honestly. Oh, and he is a former TNA Global Champion, or whatever they call that
belt now. And Kane is a multiple time world champion, former intercontinental champion, former tag team champion. He's well, let's see, well, he's done a lot. So as far as feats go, I think Kane has Abyss beat, but this would be a pretty close matchup. Now, if Abyss brings that 2x4 that is spiked with the nails, then I think he would have a bit of an edge here, because that thing, even though they obviously did not really use it on Rob Van Dam, it did look like it did a lot to him, even though they obviously did not actually use it on him. So I think that well, this would be a pretty good matchup. It could go either way, but I'm gonna go with the Big Red Machine Kane on this one. So anyway, thank you for watching. This has been B Mitch. Please view again next week. I'll try to do this again next week. Anyway, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.